Greetings, everybody. It's RPG Grandma continuing Warriors of Mars. And we're on the Martian races. So, we've done red, white, and black. Now we're moving on to yellow. Yellow Martians. These sturdy, black-bearded men are known as Ocarians, and they're from the North Pole area. They live in dome cities scattered about the northern pole region. As a race, they are exceptionally capable fighters. Their chief weapons are the javelin, the longsword, the cup shield, and the hook sword. Any fighter engaging an Ocarian with sword, hook sword, and cup shield would not violate the Barsoomian code if he were to counter with a long sword and a short sword. The yellow men comprise about 10% of the total population. They are extremely isolationists. The apt is a sacred animal to them. Like everybody, they've got some good things and some bad things. Technologically wise, they've got like little cars. Best way I can explain it. And they have technology that makes it so the aircraft of Barsoom cannot get at them. So they've got some cool features. And they were one of the ancient empires. Now they fight a little bit differently. They're the only ones who seem to have any kind of shield. So most people don't think they even exist anymore on Barsoom. You have to go to them. You have to discover that they're still there, sort of situation. So that's a little bit about them. That brings us now on to the green Martians. These are the truly alien Martians. Green Martians. These strange creatures are all nomadic, roaming about the Dead Sea bottoms of Barsoom. There are many tribes of green men, the largest tribe being the Tharks, the fiercest the Warhoons. Smaller tribes are not noted on the map. They typically take their tribe name from the abandoned city which they have chosen to house their Jed or Jedek. Of all their warlike abilities, their marksmanship with the radium rifle is by far the most outstanding. They are not prone to use their 40-foot lances against humans, except in large battles against many times their own number of red men, for example. They do, however, employ them extensively against other green peoples. The sword is undoubtedly their favorite weapon. There are perhaps 2 million green tribesmen on Barsoom, with a total population of perhaps 5 million, with females and children are considered. Now, they have 2 legs, 4 arms, which the bottom pair of the forearms can also be used as legs. This makes them fast. It also means that, in theory, they could wield at least 2 swords at a time, but possibly 4. They are capable of moving their eyeballs around like a chameleon does. They have tusks. They are quite alien. Now, all the Martians on Barsoom lay eggs, including the human ones. It would appear the human ones, at least the upper class, have individual incubators for their eggs. But the green men most definitely do not. They do communal. Nobody knows whose kids they're getting when they raise them. They have a whole ceremony they go through. They're capable of laying eggs and then putting them into cold storage. And then the elders of the tribes, the chieftains, get together and they go down there and they weed out the smaller eggs regularly, and only keep the big eggs so they can breed bigger and stronger folks. That would be an example of some of the differences. Also, any egg that doesn't hatch on time when they do their communal incubation is destroyed. The unborn hatchling is considered weak. And because it's hatching late, that's no bueno. The tribe can't stand around and wait, so they just destroy the eggs, shoot any hatchling that's still alive from a cracked egg, and move on. They have a very, very strongest, survival of the strongest sort of mentality, versus the humanoid Martians, which are much more individualistic, even though they're better at working together in a lawful way, if you will, on the battlefield, whereas the green Martians are a little more chaotic. It's interesting, the green men know, just like the red men, all the names of all the abandoned cities. So it would appear that the green men came in contact with those cities before they were abandoned, but the tribes take their names from those cities. So it's kind of an interesting thing, like where did they come from on the planet, that sort of thing. Which brings me to a completely different book series, which was the Krishna series, which was done by another author who I don't think is as good as Edgar Rice Burroughs, but he thinks he's better. I know, I've read the guy's writing, but he thinks. But he did make one important note when he made some egg-laying alien humanoids. Nobody who lays eggs has a belly button. And I think that's a nice touch, a way to tell Earth humans from Martians is, do they have a belly button? Just a thought. Unless you want to come up with the reason why everybody has belly buttons. But yes, the green Martians have a completely different social structure. They line up, and the most dominant females are in the front or the first back. They have a system for making sure they get the strongest, healthiest hatchlings, and then they whoever catches the hatchling raises the hatchling, sort of situation. And they also have a system as well that technically allows non-greenmen to become tribal members. If you are a benefit to the tribe, you can move from slave to, captured slave, but they could do anything to actual warrior in the tribe. So that is a possibility. When a warrior kills another warrior in the Greenman Society, he becomes responsible for all the dead warrior's stuff. That includes his women and children. Yes, they have women, even though the eggs go in this communal thing. But then the children that are brought in, they just automatically consider them their children. So it's a very different culture. It's kind of fascinating what Edgar Rice Burroughs came up with. So that's the Martians he presents. And then if you go further afield in earlier writings by other authors and later writings, you can get blue Martians, purple Martians, orange Martians, and see their ideas of Martian society. And then that allows you to, put this kind of unique group over here and that unique group over there, and you can touch bases with these other books. It's kind of fun. Mars as a dying planet scenario, and because so much literature has been written, is kind of fun. Some of it's even kind of crazy, like I should go over some